All right, my family and I, we're going to go on a road trip in a Tesla Model 3, and we're going to go to Banff, Canada from Calgary, so there's a little bit of elevation gain in that. Starting at 79%, we're going to have 4 people in the car. I'm going to be going the speed limit. We have winter tires on, and I'm going to, if this thing will calibrate, use the full self-driving as much as possible to see if that's going to bring me some efficiency. There's a couple destination chargers up there. There's a Supercharger that's really close, actually 2 of them, that have a 10 out of 10 plug score on PlugShare. So I'm feeling pretty good about all of this. There's also Supercharger in the north part of the city. So so far I like the car, but of course a little bit of range anxiety. So let's see how this goes.
Welcome back to another episode of the Bad Ideas Garage. My name is Steven, and in today's video we are doing a review of a Tesla Model 3 Performance that I rented using a service called Turo, where you can rent regular people's cars instead of using a company like Hertz or Enterprise. Over the summer, I was in a place called Calgary up in Canada, and we needed to go rent a car for a little family trip that we were going to go on up to Banff and Lake Louise. And we decided, hey, let's go and rent a Tesla. I've rented electric vehicles before using Hertz, and it seems like Hertz is getting rid of all of their electric vehicles. I really like the ease of having electric vehicles, but at the same time, we're going to go on a little bit of a road trip. And that's one thing that people talk about, is they're like, well, if I wanted to go on a road trip, what's that like to have an electric car? It's because it obviously takes longer to charge an electric car than it does to go get gas. And so we did a little bit of an experiment. I did that with my family. And so we rented a Tesla Model 3 Performance. A little bit of a spoiler alert, it ended up being just fine. And so in the video today, what we're going to be doing is a little bit of review of the vehicle, both good and bad. There was a little bit of a software issue that we had with the full self-driving. But I'm also going to be talking about practically from a family point of view, is this something that you could have as your regular everyday driver? I think that a lot of people can understand it. The electric cars would be really good for commutes, but what if you did want to go on a road trip? What's that like? And so we were in a different country and we were using a car that I had never driven before, and we ended up doing that, and that's what we're going to be doing in the video today. So make sure and like and subscribe. We're going to be doing some more things with electric vehicles coming up, as well as things with my Mazda CX-5 that has died again, and my C43 AMG that has a gas-burning V8. In the Bad Ideas Garage, we like it all, so make sure and like and subscribe. We hope you enjoy.
Still drives!
And stops!
And it stops!
Alright, so this whole calibration and process thing, I just reset the cameras under the service menu, so I had to figure out how to get into that. And I reset the cameras there. So we'll see if this works, because I can't get the Autopilot to work otherwise, and I'm going on a little road trip today, so they might just reset with that as well. There's also software available. Let's see if we can get this taken care of. Yeah, you get to sit in the front-facing seat this time. Isn't that fun? I know you're a little confused, aren't you? All right, here is our rental car. It's a Tesla Model 3 Performance, and so far I'm extremely impressed. And I don't have a key or anything. All they had to do was send me access in the Tesla app, and suddenly I was able to drive this car, which was just really cool. So I was a little concerned about how tight it would be with the 2 car seats in here. And then back here, I thought that the trunk was going to be really, really tight with stroller, and then we have our big bag, and my kid has his bag. But we were able to make it all work just fine. And the thing that really saved some of our bacon was down here. There's a fairly deep storage, and so my computer bag went down there. And then, of course, in the front, you have the frunk, which I don't actually get it open. I'm going to do that right now. So one of the things that is just, these things are so simple. I sometimes have to retrain my brain because I couldn't figure out how to get the frunk open. I guess you just, there it goes. Yep, that's all that needs to get done. It's a pretty small space, but I could definitely put my kids' luggage right here in the front. You can see that there's like a spot for some tools and whatnot, but super simple. I also thought it would take me a moment for me to get used to not having any instrument cluster right here, but it actually works for me. And these seats are also alarmingly comfortable, so I like that so far. But the car says that it needs a software update, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I just have to connect to Wi-Fi, and we're going to go do it.
Oh hey, it's me again. So a fun fact about the hardware issue that we had with that Tesla. I first thought that it just needed a simple update. This is when I went down a wonderful ADHD trail all about Well, how do you update the software on a Tesla? Isn't it always over the air? That's not always true. And there's a lot of different parameters you can have. Some cars have what's called premium data, and then some cars, all you need to do is connect to a Wi-Fi network. Well, that seems like it's simple enough. Well, here's the deal. If you're at a hotel Wi-Fi network, which I don't suspect everyone will be at a hotel Wi-Fi network or an airport Wi-Fi network, but if you're at a network that has any sort of authentication page where it's like a terms and conditions or whatever, where you have to tap yes, check, or put in your name or whatever it is, the car will not connect to it. So I was up in Canada with a reduced data package, and I did not have enough data to be able to download the entire software package. And so what I had to do is I had to get a little bit creative, but eventually I did have that software package downloaded. And the next time I started the car, it said that it needed to download again, which was very curious and a little bit irritating because I went to a couple different places to be able to get that downloaded. So I did a little bit of looking into it, and it seems like when this happens that there's actually a hardware error. So the software package, it looked like it had tried to download over like the last half a year, and it kept failing and not going through. Most likely what was going on the Tesla is that the full self-driving computer was faulty and would need a replacement. So electric cars are pretty simple, but at the same time it's something like that you have to think about the serviceability of something like that. You probably have to take the Tesla to a Tesla store to see a Tesla technician when things like that happen. There's enough Teslas that are on the used market, and there's a lot of people and a lot of support forums and such that I was able to read a whole bunch about this. But in the process of replacing a computer like that, well, me personally, even though I'm very much a DIY guy, I'd probably just take it to the Tesla dealership, and something like that is probably decently expensive to replace. So I just wanted to mention that I ended up doing this entire road trip without any autopilot, even a regular cruise control. It didn't work whatsoever. It never calibrated. I thought that after resetting those cameras that eventually they'd pop back up, because I read that if you do that on a road trip they might pop back up. They never did. So thought I'd update that before we moved on to the next part of this review.
This is not the worst place in the world to find electric charging. And they're parked in the Tesla spot, and they're a Jag, but it's okay. It reached no problem to the other side of the car. And it's slower, but we're going to top up. Not gonna lie, Parks Canada is doing a really great job of this. I didn't even know that this one was here. And we're at 34% off the mountain. We're gonna go see Canada's first national park. All right, honey. I've been enjoying our Tesla road trip.
I've been?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Have the kids?
Very comfortable.
Maybe.
Very good for 4 of us.
On this, we're going to get back with 35% charge left back to where we need to go in Calgary. And there's a supercharger there. There's a supercharger like way over there. So I think we're just going to go for it.
I also thought that I would have a lot more footage from that road trip, but it turns out that my family likes to sleep in the car. I actually knew this fact, but for some reason it never really hit me until I got all the way back to the United States and realized, wait a second, I'm going to try to do a review of this car, and I don't really have any footage of us actually driving besides just a couple of times that my wife took the GoPro and showed when we were going up and down the mountains. I gotta say that it was a really nice car to drive. The road was really lovely. The snow tires started to make a little bit of noise at speed, which is to be expected, and they were brand new. They get a lot more snow up there than we do down here in Oregon, so I would have preferred not to have snow tires on there, but that's besides the point. Besides a little bit of noise from those tires, the thing handled really well. Great acceleration, really at any speeds. And some areas it's the equivalent of about 60 miles an hour, but some areas you're doing, above 70 miles an hour is the legal limit up there, and at any speed it was just great. We ended up not going all the way to Lake Louise because the parking situation, it turns out, was going to be pretty tough. And so instead we spent some time in Banff, and with a little bit of extra time while my kids were napping, we drove all the way to the Continental Divide. Going that far out, I started to feel a little bit of range anxiety because I kept looking at the percentage of the vehicle, and it goes down by 1 digit, and so you don't really see that on your fuel gauge. You just kind of get an impression, like you don't really see it going down, I guess, unless you're driving Bugatti Veyron at speed. But every single percentage going down made me a little bit more nervous. But we did get to go to the Continental Divide, and going up and down the mountains, it was great. Using the regen on the way down was really helpful. And then Parks Canada was just wonderful. Parking in those two spots that we had at Parks Canada spots was very easy to charge the vehicle up, so much to the point that we did not need to supercharge up in Canmore. So that was our road trip experience. I wish I had more footage from up there, but also wanted to update that before moving on with the rest of this review.
Alright, so what we gotta do today is we're gonna go to a peanut butter and jelly sandwich shop, and that was easy. The computer was, the GPS and everything.
Yeah. It's weird to have to like look at a screen.
For everything, yeah, because everything is in this. And it's a little herky-jerky at first, but you do get used to it. Other cars that I've driven with the one pedal drive, and I really didn't like it, including...
Getting used to that is hard.
Yep.
Slowing.
The one pedal driving, yep.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this has been a fun road tripping car.
What move?
The pedal moved because
really?
it goes into hold position. When you are stopped, it'll actually put on the brake all the way. A lot of cars will do that, but it's been a good road tripping car. You have about 700 meters, then you got to get over, honey.
Is that a lot or a little?
We're at about 46% charge, and we need to leave the car between 60 and 80% charge, and so there's a supercharger kind of near the airport where we're going to be ending up today, which is great. But yeah, that's been a little bit interesting to try to figure out and plan our trips around when we're going to be charging. There's actually only a couple of superchargers in Calgary. There's one up in Canmore, which is up near Banff. We didn't actually need to use it because Tesla had the destination superchargers. There are a bunch of those around the city, which is great. But those are the slower level 2 chargers, which, you know, will take quite some time. There's a 24 and a 48 amp. So the 48 amp one will actually charge the car in a decent amount of time, but you're still looking at hours, and of course the superchargers, you're looking at minutes to charge up the battery.
Have you had any range anxiety?
A little bit, but Parks Canada kind of solved that because they're the chargers when we were at Cave and Basin. Like, there's a charger there that I didn't think that we're gonna have to use, and I was thinking about, okay, well, I want to go to a supercharger that's near a coffee shop. And we didn't even have to go to it because the one at Parks Canada, it was a 48 amp charger, which was great. I wonder if that's something that you kind of just get used to, especially if you drive around all the time with this. How do you like it otherwise?
I like it a lot. It's like a little bit, you have to get used to it, but it's very comfortable, very easy to drive.
I will say that these seats are alarmingly comfortable,
Yeah,
and I don't have very good back.
I would never get white seats though, because my children will destroy them.
We love them though, right? You guys having fun back there? Yeah.
What do you think of this car, Noah? Do you like it? Should Daddy get one?
Oh gosh.
Or do you like our cars at home better?
Our car's at home. I want this car too.
Oh.
Yeah. Awfully cute though.
What do you like about this car? Anything? Nothing?
The black thing.
The black thing, the screen?
Yeah.
You like the cool screen? Because you can see where we're going.
That's fun.
I can see the cars in front of us too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
there's
a nice big view for you.
good visibility. I will say that getting the 2 car seats back there, that was a major win. And
That's easy.
having a large stroller, trying to get that in the very back with our bags is kind of a pain in the butt, but that has only happened to happen twice. Which is, you're not going to be doing that all the time. And I definitely have been using the frunk, which is a fun word to say, frunk, to put, a couple of smaller bags. So I've actually been using that, which has been great. But dimensionally wise, this is a smaller car, and we've been able to get, family of 4 in here, no problem. But I like how it has, it literally tells you how close you are to everything.
I can't tell where the curb is though.
Yeah.
Okay, you can hit the curb.
You're on it. So. This is just amazing that we're literally going 700 kilometers per hour, 2 kilowatt hours, and I've been here for I've been here for 2 minutes ish, and I've already gone up 4%. This is just wild.
25 minutes remaining.
Yeah. So Supercharger is so fast. It was faster for us just to hang out here rather than going into the mall and play games with each other, including 2-player games. And of course, Jerry just wants to hang out there. Just stopped it, unlocked it. Oh, it's hot. Get up there. Done. Nice shot. Nice and easy. All right, any final thoughts for our Tesla road trip? Did you like it?
What did you say?
Did you like this car?
What car?
This car that we're in.
Oh yeah, I do like it.
Jerry?
An excellent napping situation.
It was nice to be able to run the HVAC and not feel like you're burning up gas.
And sit and play in the car while we pass away time.
That was fun. Pass away.
Pass time away?
There we go. Overall, positive experience about this. I wish the auto steer would have worked. It was kind of irritating about the whole glitch situation, that it couldn't be done, you know, over the air. But I did like the whole setup, and it was fun driving the car, and it was fast. This is the third fastest car I've ever driven, which was fun.
Did you break any speeding laws?
I'm not going to be able to say anything further about this.
So that's what we got in this episode of the Bad Ideas Garage. Again, like and subscribe if you want just some really practical tips and tricks and DIY information about things like electric cars. They're really cool. I'm not one that's like totally in on EVs. I just think that they're a really good option for a lot of different things. But you don't have to like them. That's okay. I think that we should have both really good electric cars and really good gas cars, and also diesel at the same time. I used to have a TDI and I so desperately miss it. But thanks for watching. We appreciate that. We have a couple of videos that are coming up on my C43 AMG. It's because it's starting to drink coolant. I cannot find where it's leaking, and it's going through coolant rather quickly, so probably going to be doing some videos on that. And this is the one that's been turned into a truck, which is fun. And then my beautiful Mazda CX-5, which is not the most exciting vehicle in the world, but as of right now it has been a fabulous and wonderful daily driver. And I actually just bought a car yesterday. This is the end of November. I just bought a car yesterday to replace it. However, this needs to be fixed to go on to the next owner first. And it has, I think it has a PCM failure if I had to guess. So I'm going to be doing some videos on that, and then I'm going to be doing an introduction on my next new car. Well, I should say it's new to me. I bought it certified pre-owned. So that's what we got in the Bad Ideas Garage. Like and subscribe. Hit us up on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We got unique content on all of them, and we'll catch you later.